everyone. We are back in the room. It wasn't our one and only episode. We are actually recording another one now. But this time, we're not here to review a podcast, but we're here to review a speech, a TED Talk, which is called How to Change the World by Fashion Consumption by Johann Strauss. It's a German name. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. But the topic, this topic, I believe that it affects every single one of us here because it's fashion consumption. And, the clothes that we wear, it's more than that. It's just like, it's telling stories. It defines the trends. And as what we've learned, it has become an issue, a global issue, in which it gives a profound impact on our planet. So there are a few conflicts being mentioned in this speech. And the first one is about environmental degradation. Big word, but it's just basically talking about how it's a major contributor to the global pollution. And just a quick example, a single cotton t-shirt, like that, it takes about 2,700 liters of water to produce. For one, a simple cotton t-shirt, and that's a lot. Okay, what else?
The second one would be labor exploitation. So many of these fast fashion garments are actually produced in developing countries, in third world countries, and they're always under poor labor conditions. They're paid lesser, and the environment is also pretty much unsafe there.
Okay.
I feel like the third conflict is economic inequality. The fast fashion makes money by taking advantage on rich and poor countries. The poor countries get paid little to do cheap clothes and then end up being sold to richer countries. This keeps the worker in poverty because the countries and the customer get benefit of it.
What else?
The next one, I think, is consumerism and overproduction. Is when we focus too much on buying things. These companies make too much products, which hurts the environment.
And all this conflict have 5 solutions, and I'll be starting on the first one. The speaker proposes several challenges faced by the fashion industry, environmental and social challenges. And I feel like the first one is reducing consumption. This involves buying fewer clothes to constantly purchase new items and resisting peer pressure to avoid all of this. And this involves when the speaker explained that the environmental now and societal now are often push people to follow trends, and this is why we have to reduce the consumption. And I totally agree with this solution, and I have a clear evidence on it.
Okay, what
A
is it?
study shows that and fast fashion has caused an average consumer to purchase 60% clothing compared to the year 2000, and this ended up being in landfills every year.
So it becomes pollution too.
This is why reducing consumption is not just a practical solution, it's the most impactful one.
I see.
I think-
save the environment.
Yeah.
To the environment.
I also think that my solution is going to be about repairing. This solution is also impactful but often overlooked because it's too simple that people just tend to forget it. When we talk about fast fashion, the garments that we bought, that we purchase, is more on the poor quality side. So whenever we see like buttons come out, buttons became loose, or when you can simply sew it, you just tend to throw it away. When actually repairing clothes, it means that you extend the lifespan and also reduces the waste in fashion industry, because a study published by Circular Economy and Sustainability Journal said that 92 million tons of waste every year is solely produced by fashion industry alone. And in 5 years' time, which is in 2030, is going to reach around 134 million tons. So in that short span of time, 5 years only, and they are like increasing a huge amount. This is tons. It's a lot.
It's tons.
So I think by simply just learning how to sew your clothes, it impacts the changes of the waste that we cause every year, especially in fashion.
I see. But yeah, you can just, there's a lot of tutorials to look up. It's quite
Yeah.
easy.
Actually.
Yeah, coming from someone like, just have the little sewing kit that you can get on the store and shop. The little one, the small one. But okay, the third one.
So when we talk about reducing consumption, fashion is one of those industries where we often overlooked, but it has also it also has a huge impact to the planet. So the fast fashion trend makes us buy clothes we don't even need, and just because of it's because they're cheap or on sale on Shopee, on Shein, Timu. Okay. But the reality is, a lot of these clothes end up in the
And
landfills. Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
And honestly, I think we've all been there. Not the landfills, but
I thought that way.
We've been in the
we've
situation.
been in this situation. We
Yeah.
bought something that we bought clothes the first time. We only wear once. Then we don't wear it, and then it sits in the wardrobe. And then the worst thing is you throw it away. You don't even use it for like kain buruk or anything, right?
Gonna insert the subtitle. I can't remember it's in English.
But that's the thing. Buying, we could reuse what we already have, and we could buy secondhand stuff instead, like thrifting.
Thrifting.
Thrifting. You guys love thrifting.
Yes, love thrifting.
I think it's a trend nowadays, right?
Gen
like
Z.
this is thrifting, eh?
This is
Thrifted.
thrifting.
My
Yeah.
friends are thrifted.
A lot of thrifted stuff here, but it makes such a big difference. So like, I sell my old clothes on Carousel. It's basically secondhand clothes, and people bought it from me. And I think by reusing clothes or buying secondhand clothes, you can actually help the environment a lot. I have
Okay. Insert picture.
insert
Okay.
picture, okay. For example, buying a second-hand item can save around 1.3 kgs of CO2 emissions. And it's equivalent to watching Netflix for 37 hours.
Oh.
Like straight 37 hours.
More than one day.
Yeah. It's more than one day.
Charging your phone 218 times, and also
That's
doing
a lot.
laundry for 6 times.
That's a lot.
There is a lot, and that's where using comes in. And if we start looking at secondhand shops, swapping clothes with friends, or swapping clothes with friends, we can keep that cycle and reduce waste.
I see. But yeah, it has been a trend. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I think when it first started becoming a trend, it had like a not so good image. Like people think secondhand clothing are like not as good as new, or like. But actually, there's a lot of like good quality
Yeah, like-
clothing.
Like this one, I bought this at the VR bundle. Like it's Uniqlo, it's Arism.
Ooh.
So at Uniqlo, it's 70 ringgit, but I bought it for 10 ringgit. It has like a
But
little bit of
it's
stains
steel.
here.
Mm-hmm.
I can like wash it and it'll disappear.
see.
Yeah, it's
I mean, back
sa-
to Yasmin's point just
Yeah.
now to like repair.
Yeah, it also saves money.
Real. Okay, and coming to my point now, I'll talk about recycling clothes. It's a bit different from reusing clothes. Recycling, I think one of the famous terms that comes under this is upcycling. So you change a piece of clothing into something else, like a new product, like a bag per se. Like in high school, I actually had a project for my class where we had to like gather jeans and we make it into a bag. We had to sew it using a machine and
Tote bag.
everything. Yeah, a tote bag. So it was a good experience, and I do apply it now. Like it's fun to like let your mind, be creative and create new products. Unleash that inner fashion designer in you.
Let's go.
Yeah. Bags are easier to make. But also, like, according to the US Environmental Protection Agency, Americans, they produce over 13 million tons of clothing and footwear waste in 2018. But only 13% of the waste is recycled. So,
It's all a lie.
oh my god. But yeah, I feel like upcycling could be also another solution. And the last one.
Well, the last solution by the speaker is renting. So the speaker basically explains that we can change the world through fashion consumption by embracing clothing rentals. Renting reduces environmental waste, extends the life cycle of garments, and lowers the demand for fast fashion. I agree with the solution because it's a simple yet impactful way to reduce the fashion industry's harmful effects. And did you know that there's a study by the Ellen MacArthur Foundation that the fashion industry contributes to at least 10% of global carbon emissions? Yeah, and also a study by Global Fashion Agenda found that extending the life of clothing by 9 months can reduce its environmental impact by 20 to 30%. And I must say that I was a victim of fast fashion that I've only used one time, which is 2 years ago for my prom. All my friends went out to boutiques to rent out their dresses, but instead I bought it online from Shein, and because it was so much cheaper. But looking back, I should have rented the dress instead of buying a dress that I've only wore once. It's rotting in my wardrobe.
I see. Okay, so we've reached the end of our discussion, and to a quick recap, it's reduce, repair, reuse, recycle, and rent. 5 R's. So, I'm happy that we chose this speech, and we actually are doing, we are taking a step to save our environment
In our daily life.
by thrifting mostly. So yeah, and that's all for us. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.